I might be selling the McLaren 765 LT, not because I want to, but because sometimes the smart play is cashing out even before you're ready to do so. I treat my cars like savings accounts, and when you do that, you have to make some decisions that sometimes you don't want to. That is selling them when the time is right. And the better you are at that, the better return you get in investing into this type of car the way I do it. And there are times like with the Aventador, I make more money than I have invested in. And other times like the 720, I don't make as much as I've got in, and I just get to have the ownership experience, but still get out without losing everything. That's the trick, is finding the right time to get into the car and out of the car when the market supports each at its best moment. And along with that, making sure to get in and out, you have to do something that isn't always easy. And that is making sure you're not making an emotional decision, you're making a rational decision about utilizing your funds the best way possible and not just keeping something because you absolutely love it and putting more money into it. And for me, this one, I absolutely do not want to sell. I have enjoyed every piece of the 18 months I've owned it. When I look at the market, it seems to be telling me that there is a scarcity of them with my options available on the market. And because of that, I am going to list it for sale. And if I get the dollar amount I want from it, then I'll be moving on from it. And if I don't get the dollar amount I want, I get the amazing luxury of keeping it. That's the best way for me to own these cars. I'm not in a position to just say, I'm keeping this car forever, I'm never going to sell it, because the dollar amount I invest in it, I use it in a different way. I want to get to a point where I get to buy and hold these cars simply because I want them. But for the time being, I still want the enjoyment of owning them, so I have to make sure I'm buying and selling at the right time and making sure I time the markets as good as I possibly can. And because of the fact that I can't just own these without care about the price, I have to make sure that when I finance them, I've got my priorities in place and my family will be taken care of. I have a place to live taken care of. So as I've said in previous videos, I make sure I have at least 12 months of my necessity bills ready to go in a liquid form, so that if for whatever reason my business is struggling or something happens, I'm able to pay for this and the house and everything else I need for 12 months, giving me time to exit in the most favorable fashion. Now that is not what this one is about, because I'm immediately going to get into another car, but I want to maximize the value in this one because I've never owned a car that is this value before, so I want to make sure that I don't emotionally hold on to it and miss a real opportunity to maximize what it is and the timing, for which there's nothing out there like it for under $1.5 million, in my opinion, going to match its drivability, its looks, its performance, its sound, everything about it. It's unmatched right now, and I think people are figuring that out, so it's going to be worth more than a lot of other cars out there, and I think the market is primed. I might be a little bit early, but I think it's primed to get a maximum dollar amount out of this car. I don't lose the entire payment amount every month. I'm only losing the little bit of that payment that is interest, and the longer I own it, the more of that payment goes as a deposit into a savings account, and less of it is the interest. So every payment I knock off more of what I owe, and really just am putting equity into the car, because it's a car that's not a depreciating asset, because I bought it right, and it's going to stay worth what it's worth. The history of the LT cars let you know that, to where it is truly a savings account, so every deposit is just adding more money into a savings account. In the meantime, I'm getting to drive the absolute best car out there for a fraction of what most people think it actually costs, because when I say it costs $6,000 a month, it's a small portion of that that is actually interest or lost money. The rest is just going into the equity of the car or a savings account. So I'm not quitting cars because I'm selling what I view as the perfect car. I am being smart to capitalize on opportunities that present themselves to me, and that is something you should always be open for, is new opportunities to grow and improve yourself. And so in this instance, this opportunity works out the way I want it to, and I think it will as far as selling it and getting out at a good dollar amount. I have an opportunity to maybe invest in a real estate deal that requires me to make some more moves besides just the car, by the way, but in a real estate deal that not only will bring income in, but will also give me some tax benefits, will help me overall in just being more secure and have more passive income coming in, which is something that will in turn down the road get me to that point I want where I can buy these cars without having to worry about them being savings accounts and more of just 100% ownership, keep forever. And then that cash flow that I get from those types of deals will help fuel not only this type of a car, but possibly even that next step up of car. But I can't just stay where I'm at and lean on what I'm doing. I always have to try to improve, not only as a person and knowledge, but in my business and what I do to grow and become that person I want to be. And here's where I'll need your help. Like I said, I'm not done with cars. I'm definitely getting another car, but I need to know what car it is you would like to see. I have an idea where for the next year I'm going to buy one of these step downs, and not that they're bad cars, but it's really tough to go from this to anything, like I've said. So I'm going to have some community polls and some things for you to vote on cars or a lower dollar amount for me so I can afford to do some stuff. Because a big problem I have with this is it's such a perfect car. So other than exhaust and maybe wheels, there's not a lot to do to this car to actually improve it. Whereas some of those other levels of cars that I'm talking about benefit from a little tuning or customization to get the looks a little more aggressive or something like that. So I'm gonna do a one and done type thing where I own it for a year, share the experience of ownership and the modification process, and then I'll sell it after a year. And hopefully that works out and you guys enjoy it. And then after that year, we'll do it again with another one and again with another one, because I have a plan in my head and mapped out for my business and for my personal life to where in 3 years I should be able to really be able to start buying and holding these cars in a different way than just making them savings accounts, and really get to not only own and enjoy them like I am now, but really have the possibilities of keeping them and not worrying about the market so much. So that's the goal, to not only step up the level of car, but also the amount of time I can own them versus just needing them to be fun to own and buying and selling at the right time. I can start getting into the world of, I want this car, I'm gonna find the best deal I can, but even if it's not the best time, I don't care, I'm still gonna buy it. As of right now, some of the contenders for this new car that I have in mind are stuff like the McLaren GT and Nissan GTR, Porsche 911 Turbo S, a little bit older one, maybe a Dodge Viper, stuff like that. So in the comments, let me know if there's another car I should consider that's around the 150 and under market. Could be a little bit more if it makes sense around that point, because that's a good dollar amount for me to be able to modify and enjoy and put some miles on, experience the full potential of that car without really worrying like I do about this one, about the investor quality in it. Because right now even I drive this one too much and it's hurting the resale value just because of how many miles I put on it. So definitely let me know if there's another car you think I should consider, and I'll add that to the list and we'll start voting, and whichever one wins the vote, once this gets sold, I will get the best version I can find for the budget that I have in mind. And then we'll start making some videos and sharing the experience with owning that car and share the unique perspectives I have with how it compares to something like this and all the other cars I've owned. So yeah, I might sell the McLaren 765 LT. Not because I want to, making sure I become the person I truly want to be and live the life I want to live. And in order to get to that point, I need to take a couple of scary steps and level up, instead of just staying where I'm at. Where I'm at's great, but it's not where I want to be. I want to have more, be a better person, and provide more for my family. So in the meantime, I got to make sure I take those uncomfortable steps to get there and sacrifice a little in the short term for a longer term gain. So let me know in the comments what you think about my decisions and if you think it's a good time to sell this or not. And on the next video, it's all about the Ballyhoo rally I just got back from, and I want to share everything experience-wise that came with that rally. So I'll see you on the next one.